We will look at some more cofunction identities. Now, I want to remind of a previous video where we talked about cofunction identities. Sine of 90 minus theta is cosine, cosine of 90 minus theta is sine. And we looked at this right triangle and we said sine and cosine are complementary to each other. Similarly, tan and cotan are complementary to each other, and secant and cosecant are also complementary to each other. Now, in this video, what I'm going to have is not 90 minus theta, but 90 plus theta degrees. And we will get values for all of these 6 trig functions that have 90 plus theta as the argument. Sine, cos, tan, and then I'm going to have, or actually let's do tan is cotangent 90 plus theta, and then cosecant or let's do secant first and then cosecant 90 degrees plus theta. Also, if you remember where a trig function is going to be positive, you can use the memory device add sugar to coffee. So here all are positive, sine is positive, tan is positive here, and cos is positive there. Now imagine theta is an acute angle. So if theta is an acute angle, 90 minus theta will also be acute. So that's why all of these, sine, cos, tan, and their reciprocals are all positive. Now, when you have 90 plus theta, this is not going to be acute anymore, but magnitude-wise, these are still, the complement of sine is cosine. So I'm going to write cosine theta. That of cosine is sine, and tans is cot, cots is tan, secant becomes cosecant, and cosecant becomes secant. So magnitude-wise, they're all the same. But some of them will be negative. And how do I tell which one is negative? When we did this, since they were all acute, all of them were positive. So that's why I did not have a negative anywhere here. But notice 90 plus theta, if theta is an acute angle, then 90 plus theta falls in the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, sine and its reciprocal will be positive, which means sine and cosecant, they will be positive. But cos will be negative. So cos of 90 plus theta would have to be minus sine theta. And again, don't pay attention to the right side. Whether it's going to be positive or negative is decided by which trig function you're talking about. And because it's going to be in the second quadrant, cosine would have to be negative. So regardless of what you have here, just write negative. And then tan will also be negative. So that means it's going to be negative cot theta, and cot will be negative. Secant will be negative. And these are the only two that are going to be positive, sine and cosecant. So these are the other 6 cofunction identities.